chat is open, so if you have any questions, I'll be keeping an eye on that. But if you're watching this after the fact, after the live, you can just hit me up in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you on that. So basically, what I'm going to show you is how to do a kind of a brushed grunge effect. I'm going to be this right here is it's all been clear coated. I'll kind of tell you the process of paint that I have going on here. So I started out primering with it's a 2K primer. I blocked that down. I hit it with black base coat after that, and then applied the Limeline metal flake, and then cleared it. And after the clear was dry, I sanded it smooth, and I laid out the tape to this design right here, 1/8 inch and 16th inch, and I edged it with a candy purple. After I edged it with a candy purple, I put some of the designs with the purple as well. And leaving the tape on, I took it down to the booth, and I applied about 3 coats of Tamco OG red on the top of everything, and then I pulled the tape, leaving the silver. So all the red is a transparent candy color. After that, I cleared it again. So to do any of these paint jobs, it takes multiple clear sessions. If you think you're doing it all in one session, you're maybe you can do it, but I never can. So that's not the way I do it. So everything gets cleared multiple times. It kind of depends on how many graphics and what's going on. But that's kind of the gist of that. So that's been cleared at that point, and here we are now. I'm going to add some texture on this black stripe that goes around the fender. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that. So we're going to use CSI compound. You can use 3M or anything that's water-based. So I'm just going to spray a little bit. Well, I'm actually getting ahead of myself. What I need to do is tape this out. And I'll just use 1/8 inch line. I'm just going to follow the same 1/8 inch pinstripe that I already have on there that borders this black stripe. And just remember, don't pull on the tape too hard around the corners, or it will kind of start pulling back on you. And try to get it dead on if you can. And then I'll tape off this other side. Let's see here. Almost got it here. Put over. All right, there we go. So, no reason to trim those because we're just painting on the inside of that. I'm gonna go ahead and start masking it out. You want to make sure you mask more than what you're thinking, because like sometimes I'll just mask that much on both sides and you'll end up getting overspray on that, especially with the silver metallic that I'll be using. All right, then I'm gonna grab some thinner tape and hit this other edge. And we better tape off the fender mounts right here. All right. Except for what happened here. Oh, I guess I didn't tape that all the way off. There we go. Okay, it's all taped off. Now we'll get back. Let's see, make sure you guys can see this. So I'm gonna use a brush, a fan brush kind of like this. I don't even know if it's a fan brush, but pretty much any brush that kind of fans out a little bit. I'm gonna squeeze some of this compound in here. Basically all I'm doing is using this for the purpose of like a paint shield. It's gonna kind of harden up a little bit when we lay it down, but that's okay. So usually I like to, instead of just going straight back and forth, I like to go at an angle. I don't know why, I just feel like, and if you go at the same angle all the way around, it just looks like this, it just looks good that way. So that's the way I do it. I'm just gonna brush it on like that. Try not to make it too thick, so the paint still has somewhere to land that's on the black. You don't necessarily have to wait for this stuff to dry. It just, you can do it at any time. So really right now I could take it and spray it, and so there's really no time limit with this. I just kind of go back and forth like that. When it's too thick like that, I'll pull some off and bring it over here. The more you do it, the more it kind of looks like a grained metal, or if you do it less, it looks different. It looks more like almost like an animal print. But it's really easy to do. As you can see so far, you really can't mess this up. All right, there's that side. I'm going to keep that same angle I got going right here. Kind of match that up to in the corner. All right, that's looking pretty good. Okay, that's that. I'm going to put this off to the side. All right, you can pretty much use any base coat that you want on this. You can use white, you can use gray. I'm going to use a silver metallic here. Tamco coarse silver. But really any color would work. I think I already have some in here. Okay, yeah, so I just reduced that with a reducer to make it sprayable through the airbrush. Let's see what I have in there. Black. It's not what I need. All right, I'm just going to lightly build some layers on top of this. And the more you want it to stand out, the more paint you'd lay down. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, next I'm going to grab a clean rag and and some glass cleaner. Glass cleaner. And just, we're gonna loosen up that compound that's dried up on there. Hope you guys can see that. So this only works with solvent-based paint. I mean, you're not going to use Cretex or anything like that and do this method because obviously that glass cleaner would pull the paint right off. But since the compound is water soluble, it comes right off and it just shields the black base, giving it that texture. So I like to just go ahead, once I have that cleaned up, I give it one more go over. Where in the hell did I put the others? All right, I'm gonna do it one more quick time, kind of in the darker spots. Not as much as I did before, just kind of here and there. You can do this as many times as you want. Like if you want to build layers of this, and you can do different colors in between. You can use like, you can start with like a purple pearl, you know, a clear base coat, and then do it, and then clean off the compound, and maybe hit it with like a blue pearl after that, and it'll kind of color change up for you, kind of like a chameleon in a way. I don't know, I've never done it, but I'm pretty sure it'd work. Half the stuff that I do, I just experiment. Like I just came up with this because I don't know, I came up with this a while ago. I can't even remember how or why. I was just thinking of a different texture, and I just started doing this. So it looks cool. I don't do it all the time. Just, I think I've done it. It's my second or third time now. Okay, that's good enough. Grab the silver one more time. This will add like a little extra depth too. It'll make the silver that's already on there more silver. And yeah, it just gives more depth. Okay. All right, that looks good. Let's see. One more thing I like to do when I'm doing this, because I taped out on top of a silver pinstripe. So it's going to be silver on silver, because pretty much my edges are almost all the way silver, because the compound doesn't really get all the way up to the edge. I like to put a nice black fade around on the tape, and I'll show you that right now, because that way it gives the texture some contrast to the base coat. So it's not silver on silver. So bear with me, I'm just going to load up some black. All right, I got some black base coat here. This is just Speedo coat. You can find this on my Amazon link. And then I'm just going to aim for the edges. I'm going to thin this out just a little bit more. Just giving it a light fade. All right, that's how fast that stuff dries. So I'm going to be able to spray the glass cleaner. Back on. Clean rag. There we go, that's looking good. Make sure we get all that compound off. Okay, one thing I'm gonna do is just gonna edge it one more time with the black. Just aiming for the tape. There we go. That's just giving it a nice fade on the edges. All right, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and pull this tape, see what it looks like. This last little bit of tape off. All right, that's it, guys. It wasn't too hard. Maybe you can get a better look at it here. But yeah, thanks for watching. Next thing I would do is this would go through a round of clear again. It doesn't put too much texture on as far as like a line. It's really smooth still, so it's not going to take much in order to build over that. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the subscribe button. And I try to do these every week, so hit me up on Wednesdays. I'll be doing usually whatever I'm working on, I'll do a tutorial on. I appreciate it.